Hello, everybody. Welcome. I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to good evening, and welcome to the Oracle of the Light channel. As I say, all readings for entertainment purposes only, and people also have free will and choice. So yeah, welcome everybody. It's lovely to see you all tonight. I hope you're all keeping well. Yeah, lovely to see you all. So we're going to be doing some readings tonight with the Cosmic Tarot. And also I'll be doing a collective reading as well with the Oracle of the Light, but I also may pull out some Oracle of the Light cards as well. So as I say, just so we understand as well, I'm not going to be saying any names. I don't want to give them energy or anything. I don't want to give their names energy or anything like that. So I'll be avoiding directly saying their names. So we're answering lots of different questions about things going on in the world. The world is quite crazy at the moment. There is a lot of crazy stuff going on at the moment. And this is where tarot cards and oracle cards can be useful to give you an insight into all these different aspects of things going on. So we're going to be looking at them and seeing what the cards can glean for us, you know. We have my husband backstage too. Hi everyone. That is also we both watch a lot of current affairs and stuff like this, but we know what's going on a lot around the world. And at the moment, we're really focusing on the US this evening. I think it seems like there's a lot of things going on in the US, so we're going to focus over there for tonight's questions. Don't forget, if you do have any questions or anything that you want me to take on, then by all means, just let me know your questions, and okay. It'd be lovely to see you. By the way, don't forget, you can purchase the Oracle of the Light cards too. They are available. Let me just. They are available from our website. I'm just putting that in. If you go to Oracle of the Light, you will find the cards there. So yeah, it's lovely to see you all, everyone, tonight. I use the Cosmic Tarot. I do find that, don't forget the thing with the cards, the beauty of the cards is that they always tell you what you need to know, not what you necessarily want to know. So they always tell you what you need to know, and that's a good thing, because we want to try and get some insight into these different things going on. So as I say, we're focusing across the water at the moment with the US. There's a lot of things going on there right now as we speak. I think it's been called the Day of Liberation, although I'd question really quite how liberated people really are. It's or the Day of Delusion, it could be called, perhaps. For one man anyway over there, Felon 45, let's call him, to call it a Day of Liberation is quite deluded in my book anyway. That's just my take on it. Don't forget, these are all my views, and you're welcome to yours too. So we're going to be looking at Felon 45 and the Doge Guy tonight. It sounds like a title of a film, and probably will be one day. Who knows? It feels like we're in a film at the moment, but it's all going a bit crazy. And this is why the title of today's video is that. So the first question we're going to be looking at tonight is, so will the worldwide Felon 45 tariff damage his presidency? That's our first question we're going to look at tonight. Will the worldwide Felon 45 tariffs damage his presidency? It's going to be really interesting to see how these played out. I know they've only just sort of come in big style like recently. So where are they going? You know, this is the thing. Where are those tariffs going with things? Will it damage him? Of course, we've already seen a lot of these protests going on and everything. That's to do with also something else as well that's going on. But at the moment, let's just look at the tariffs initially. And these tariffs does actually affect us over here in the UK, because they are tariffs. Many countries have been tariffed, even islands with penguins on. I don't know quite how they're going to pay their tariffs, but it's really quite crazy. But we are involved in this in that aspect. That there has been tariffs imposed on our country. But let's see what the cards say. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw. I'm drawn to that. The way I do my readings is I don't just do a fixed grid. I'm drawn to whatever shape or thing I like to do. So at the moment, it feels like I need to do this for this. It feels really, I'm going to do a card in the middle, which is the thing at the core. And then I'm going to do 4 cards around the outside. And the one towards the back is going to be behind that thing. And then the underneath is the foundation. And above it is the energy of the moving forward energy almost. And then the front one is obviously that for more forward looking with it, if that makes sense. So I will explain it as I go, but hopefully you understood what I meant there. I'll show you them when they're on the table as well so you can see. But I'll probably lift them up to the camera so you can see the cards more in detail. Okay, so will the worldwide felon 45 tariffs damage his presidency? Here we go. Let's draw the cards. Let's see what they have to say. Okay, so you can see I've got the cards just down there like so. This is the center, and then we've got the back, and then the bed underneath, the foundation, and then above it, and then the forward one there. Just so you know that. I'll move it up there so I can hold them up. So this is the central card. So the central card, wow, the 6 of Cups. So this is amazing. This card is to do with, I feel, amazing in the sense of this has come out already, this card, in a similar reading. And what this is all about, I feel that this is, Felon 45 is not the man in this card. Felon 45 is the woman in this card. And you can see the woman in this card is looking weak. He's looking detached. He's looking very alone, actually, in this card, even though I wonder whether that man beside her is the Doge guy, possibly. You wonder, don't you, where that, you know, how close that and everything. But as I say, I feel that this woman is definitely feeling. There's a sense of weakness. There's a sense of. I think it's a sense of. It's wrong to say vulnerability, but because I think in many ways Trump is actually very vulnerable. Felon 45 is very vulnerable in the sense of that he's got a lot of health problems. He's not very well, and I think that this is to do with this. She looked quite vulnerable. She looks quite vulnerable, and I think that this is the result of everything going on at the moment. There's lots of things happening. There's lots of people on the streets. And I think that things are getting to him, I feel. I think that what this card is all about of it. The cups do represent love, but you notice that those are almost like a prison almost. So I feel that represents him like locking himself away in Mar-a-Lago, you know. Definitely that sense of like keeping himself safe and keeping away from people. Just keep away from the truth. Stay away from the truth. Like stay away from the truth at all costs, you know. I feel that that's what that card is saying. So we're going to look behind now for what's behind that. And we have the 9 of Wands, okay? So I feel what this is. This feels like this is someone that is, it feels like single-pointed. You know, there's that wand there that's pointing upwards. It feels like that's indicating that a real sense of just going one direction and not looking sideways, you know? It feels like that he's just going so single-pointedly. He's not looking for things around it. I feel that almost the truth. I feel is recognized by that lion. I feel, and the lion is the fierceness of what the truth is, but he's not looking at it. He's afraid to look at it, and I think that that's why the lion can almost like break through those bars of fear, of locking himself away in his little bubble of Mar-a-Lago. And I feel you can see the lions going through those like bars. And I feel this is to do with like a lot of denial. There's a lot of denial there. There's a lot of not looking here. There's a lot of But this is, I feel, what he's done all of his life. I feel the reason why this is in the past of this reading is he's done this all of his life. It's not been a sudden thing. This is something that he's continued to just keep going. Let's not even think about what people have hurt. Let's not think about this. He's not going to focus on that. He just focuses on him, And I feel that that's why this man is very prominent in the front of the card, But there are these evils of truth, you could call them, for him, for Felon 45. The truth, though, in actual fact, is the good thing here. This is the goodie in all of it. The truth is not the enemy and should never be the enemy for anybody. It's the truth that should always be the most positive thing, But it suggests that Felon 45 is a master at not looking at the truth, of looking in the other direction, of not facing that fear and just going through and denying that fear almost, So yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. So for the underneath now, you'll see we're gonna go to the bottom card now. So the Princess of Cups. So I feel it's interesting. This is a woman that's almost like putting her hands over the cup to withhold it. So I feel this is to do with his upbringing, in the sense of like withheld love, or there's something like this going on with this card. A sense of like, no, you're not going to drink any of this, drink out of this cup here. You're not going to have any of that love. I'm going to keep that away from you. I might be a strong figure. It does feel like there's something to do with withheld love in the past, and this is the foundation of who he is, I feel, But there's that sense of, this could also be wives possibly too, withholding their love from him and withholding to try and get some sort of power or some sort of like voice in that, It could be something like that, But there's definitely that sense of closing it off. Like you can't have that. I'm gonna try and hang on to some power. I'm gonna try and hang on to some values. I'm gonna try and hang on to something here, So quite an interesting card there. So the top of this, we have the Ace of Swords we have here. And now the swords represent hurt. And this is interesting that it's above at the top of him. And I feel that this is like the sense of him just creating havoc and hurt wherever he goes. I feel that this is what this represents. He almost sends an energy that every move he makes, he seems to hurt people with every step, And the sword represents that hurt and that depth of wound and that difficulty and that almost like that stabbing, in that sense of like very deep hurt, painful hurt, And I think that this is what he's doing already to a lot of people. And I think that the reason why it's at the top of the reading is because it's almost like it's gone far more bigger than anyone could ever imagine. I think when this hurt started off, it was small and maybe it was within the family, and then it moved to his businesses and got a bit bigger, and now it's moved to like the whole of America, And there's so many people now, and it's like expanding and expanding now, going around the world even, Of course, let's keep ourselves on track here in terms of the tariffs. Looking at the presidency here as well, and what I see is these are definitely these decisions that Felon 45 has made about them. This shows they're making a lot of hurt to people. This shows that there's a lot of hurt going on right now. This shows there's a lot of people in difficult situations with some real proper hurt going on, So we need to send some love and compassion out to those people. And there is definitely, it's hurt that goes deep, And I think the reason why it goes deep is it goes deep because of the people that are being hurt as well. There's people that should never ever be being hurt here, that are getting really hurt and put through the mill, I think that's what that really represents. So the future is now interestingly, the Five of Swords upside down. So for me, I do read upside down the cards occasionally as well. And to me, it feels like now when you look at this card the right way up, it looks like he's laid bare with the swords, but it almost like feels like the fact it's upside down, it feels like he's going to try and get out of it the most he possibly can out of this. But I think that's the story of his presidency, to be honest. He's going, and I need to give you what I'm getting here. And I think you can see those flowers being stabbed in the hearts there. That's really how deep the hurt goes to all the people around him. But he's going to try and deny it and deny it. I think this is the reason why it's upside down is that denial. It represents that denial, and it represents that sense of he's not going to look at it. He's not going to face the results of the decisions he's made, you know. He's not going to face the consequences of the results that he's made. He's, you know, and now whether or not that means legally he won't, I don't know. But as a person, he definitely will not admit that, I feel, you know. I don't feel it was something that he would ever admit publicly, you know. The law still may come after him, though, however, you know. But that it feels like he will definitely be in a great. There'll be just a huge sense of denial from him, basically, and it'll be interesting to see what that denial sits alongside. Okay, so that's my first question answered. So, should we answer another question? Yeah. What do you think? Should we do another question? Dave?
Yes, cool. Very good reading that.
So it was quite interesting, wasn't it? Yeah.
So, but what is the core of the question? What was it? Will it affect his presidency?
Will it affect and damage? It certainly looks like it, yeah. Because it's what it shows is the amount of damage that it's creating that will have an effect, you know? Yeah. So it's definitely, yeah. And that denial that he's going to go into, it shows a lot of that will affect it too. So, what is the state of Felon and Doge Guy's relationship? What is the state of that relationship? It'd be interesting to see. What is the state of? So this one, I'm going to draw 4 cards in total. I'm going to draw one for Felon 45 and one for Doge Guy, and well, 2 cards each, and 1 line each for each person, if that makes sense, you know. Actually, I'm going to draw 6 cards. I'm going to draw one in the middle, which is that thing together, if that makes sense. I'll explain it when I got them on the table. Okay, so what is the state of Felon and Doge Guy's relationship? I know there's been lots of different rumours been thrown about, but I think that is them trying to mark the water and try to minimize any damage. Yeah. But we can see the damage that's already been occurring from that last reading. That big Ace of Swords is that damage that's already been created, you know. That's all connected to his presidency, you know. It goes further than just the taking people's money off them, you know. Okay, so let's get the state of Felon and Doge Guy's relationship. So, Felon, Doge Guy, relationship. Okay, so just to explain, I've got Felon here, Doge Guy here, and the relationship here. Just so you know. So let's look at Felon to begin with. How is Felon right now? The upside down Queen of Swords. So this tells me that there's a lot of hurt going on right now. There's a lot of the fact that now what did you say? What was that phrase about the Queen earlier on?
Well, the Queen, they call it the Doge Guy.
Oh, the Doge Guy's a welfare. That's interesting. Okay. So, yeah, apparently the Doge Guy is also called the welfare queen as well. But that's interesting that this is for Felon 45. We've got that upside down, the queen. So it suggests that there's maybe some.
It could be that he resented that
that's what I mean, some resentment, some fighting between them almost of like that, you know, behind the scenes that we haven't seen, you know, it just suggests there might be some conflict of that sense of like, why are they calling you that when I'm the president and shouldn't they be asked, shouldn't I be, you know how that possessiveness, you know, and the fact it came out upside down suggests there is like a negativeness to that in that sense. So there's hurt and there's like, it's all mine and possessiveness, you know. That's what I'm getting from that card. I'm going to go to another card for him. And we have the Ten of Pentacles upside down, interestingly, as well. So I feel the Ten of Pentacles, this card normally is to do with money all around you, but obviously it was upside down, which means that there's a lack of money around you, okay? So this is to do with a lack of money. So I feel this is the sense of things maybe aren't what they appear, I feel in this sense. Maybe things are not going quite as smoothly as they would like it to appear, I feel, with this. This is certainly from Felon 45's side, you know, he's wanting to flog things till the cows come home. He's wanting that money, he's needing that money, you know, and I feel that he's needing that because things aren't working out. That's why it's upside down. Things aren't working out, you know. Ten of Pentacles often do represent money, but as I say, the fact that is upside down is really significant, I feel, you know.
Do you want to show, when you reveal the card, do you want to show it again?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay, so next card. Okay, so the Three of Cups we have. So I'm not going to do that one yet. This is the, I'm going to do the Doge guy now. So let's do the Doge guy. So the Wheel of Fortune has come out for the Doge guy. So this is very much, it's interesting that the wheel, a connection to the cars that are crazy, not going very well at all, losing all of the money and value. And actually this was upside down too. And I feel that this represents the fact that the swastika, that's right, yeah. The fact that it feels like it's just falling apart, literally, you know. I mean, I know the cars are actually falling apart. These big new, the ones that look like skips, the grooves falling off them apparently and things like this, you know. Apparently, so they really are literally falling apart. And, you know, I think the company's falling apart from all together. And this is that Wheel of Fortune is just really describing that, you know, the wheels are falling off, you know, the wheels are falling off.
But will it be also connected to the relationship between the fellow 45 and the Dodge guy?
Yeah, well, this is in that reading. This is the relationship together. I mean. So things are definitely falling apart in that relationship. Now, next, the Justice card has come out. Now, this is really interesting, the fact that this has come out for the Doge guy. But I feel this is justice, not for him avoiding justice, because this feels like it's justice in the sense of actually, this is all part of the wheels falling off. Justice will come to find him as well. I feel this is, you know, they are going to come and find him. I feel this is all part of the wheels falling off the big machine, you know. And it's almost like underneath that, it was the lower card, if you like. Do you see? There's the lower card here. So I feel with that, it's really the sense of the wheels are falling off. The justice is going to come and get you, you know. They're going to see you with their eyes no matter what, okay? So now we look at that relationship together. We've done both of them together, individually, if you like, and now we're going to look at them together. So the first card with them together is a Three of Cups. So this actually says they're actually quite close together. And this feels like but they're not looking at each other. So I feel what this really describes is they kind of want to be close together, but they both are so self-obsessed that they can't see each other, you know. And in the long run, I don't think it's ever going to work. It was almost like the minute it begun this relationship, it was destined to fail. And the reason why, because you have two self-obsessed people, narcissist with that narcissistic personality, that are just destined not to see each other, not to recognize each other, not to get on with each other, you know. And so, yeah, I feel there's definitely that sense of them not seeing each other there, you know. Don't forget, if you are watching, do make a comment. It's lovely to see everybody watching, and do share this out too, invite people along. So the next card that we're going to look at as well about their relationship is the Prince of Wands. So the Princess of Wands, sorry. The Princess of Wands. So I feel with this card, this is also to do with a sense of, now this princess doesn't look happy to me. This princess doesn't look happy. And also the fact that there's only one as well is significant here, I think. It feels almost like one or the other has to go. It feels like with this, you know. It feels like they can't coexist together almost, it feels like. So it's going to be interesting to see where this does lead, because it really does feel like one of them is going to have to go. Oh, there's Andrea watching. Hi, Andrea, welcome. Please, you're watching. So we're just doing a reading to the question as what is the state of Felon 45 and Doge Guy's relationship, just to see what the cards say. So by all means, watch this back to see the whole reading. But I'm going to do another question in a minute as well. So yes, I feel that this is all to do with the fact that almost like, it's interesting, she's hanging onto her dress there. It almost feels like someone's going to get almost like taken for a ride here, and then even like the coat's going to be taken off the back. It feels like, you know, and it feels like, it does feel like Doge Guy maybe well kicked out the door here, and his coat's even going to be taken off his back. That's what it feels like, because it feels like Felon 45 is going to be staying, and they'll just move him to one side, it feels like, you know. And that's what this person is in the card. This is, I don't know exactly who that is, whether that is Felon 45 or Doge Guy, but it does feel like there's just going to be one left in the house, you know. So that's the final bit of that question. So do comment and leave your comments and ask any questions if you have any questions or anything. We just thought it was time to maybe open another bit of a channel and do a slightly different angle of readings. So we're going to ask another question now. That's another quite interesting question that people might want to look into a little bit. And that is, what is the state of Tesla for the future? You know, what does the future hold for Tesla? We'll see. Of course, all readings are for entertainment purposes only, as we know. Oh, thank you, Francesca.
You're welcome.
Just shuffling the cards a bit. I'm using the Cosmic Tarot here, but I am going to be doing a collective reading using the Oracle of Light cards as well. The nice detailed cards they are. I like them. Okay, so what is the state of Tesla for the future? It's interesting to use our cards for these different sort of subjects. Okay. So I think I'm going to do 5 cards for this one in the center and the 4 around it again for this. So we'll do that one. So we've got our 5 cards here. So we'll look at the center of the card. Okay. Wow, this one. Hello again. The 6 of Cups has come up again. Amazing. So this this is a card that feels neglected. That lady feels neglected. She feels alone. She feels like unloved. I think that's the best way to describe it, really. I think that's how a lot of people feel towards the swastikas at the moment. They've certainly lost the love with them. They've certainly lost the shine. They're certainly looking like that lady there, on her own, a bit marooned, not feeling the love at the moment. You can see the love, but it's not close by. Yeah, so that's at the centre of it. So, I mean, everything is perception. And when something as big as this happens, I think it's hard to truly shift everyone's perception of things, you know? And that's why I think that that's at the core of the reading. You see, that's at the core. I think that's why that's at the centre of the reading, because once people feel things about things, it tends to stick. It doesn't always, but it tends to, I think, getting on from something so mammoth as this, as being able to drop the value on the market by however many billion now, I think it is, that takes some doing, and it's not something you can just move on from fast overnight, you know. And I think that that's what that card is representing. So we'll look to the past now. Well, the 9 of Swords upside down. So this is towards the past. So that tells me that there's been a lot of hurt. There's been a lot of denial. I think the upside downness is the denial of it. That like, just close your eyes and keep going, we'll survive. Close your eyes and keep going, you know. I think that's why that's upside down. It suggests that denial. But lots and lots of hurt, in the sense of lots of hurt to everything that the CEO has done at the top of it all, you know. I think that is all relating to that, you know. And that's the reason why it's also upside down, is that that's like secondary hurt then that's come onto the company, if you like. So the reason why people are feeling like this about the cars isn't because of the cars, it's about the person, the CEO, what they've done, the agenda that they're pushing, and their actions. And that's like almost the cars have become the result of that, and the casualty, if you like, you know.
So do you want to show that card the right way up?
Yeah, that's the card the right way up, so you can see. A lot of hurt going on, you know. And I think I know who might be in the centre of that card. That looks like Doge guy in the centre there.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a building there also.
Collapsing, yeah, the building collapsing, yeah. That's the empire collapsing, you know, that building is the empire collapsing, you know. Lots of daggers from lots of different angles, you know.
There's a snake there. What does that symbolize?
I think that's all to do with like the attempt at wriggling out of a situation that's failing, you know. That's what the snake is there. So we'll move on to the foundation of it. All right, so we have the sun upside down. Oh dear. So this tells me the fact that it's the sun. I'll just show it the right way up so you can see it. The sun upside down is all about intentions, you know. When the sun is upside down, the sun ain't shining, you know. And what that tells me is that at his heart, there's always been a negative intention. There's always been a selfish, me intention. He doesn't care about the people buying the cars. He just cares about what he looks like. What do I look like? What's in it for me? And that's why it's upside down, you know. There's that selfishness to it. There's that divisiveness to it. There's that manipulation. There's that yeah, that's what there is to it, you know. Not a good intention, you know. Now in the card, interesting, you can see the person feeding the what's it called? Flamingo, that's right. But obviously if it's upside down, it's the opposite to that. So the person isn't feeding that flamingo, you know. So I feel there's a sense of like, and as we've seen it, this is what he's also doing with everything, with wanting to steal all the money from people, you know, and put it in the billionaire's pockets, you know. That's all to do with what this is about, you know. This is at the bedrock of it all, you know. So you can see where it is there. That's where it is at the bedrock. So now we're going to look at this one up here. Just so you know, I don't tend to show my cards before I read them either. Some people do. I don't tend to. I like to sort of go with the flow.
I think when you reveal them, you have to reveal them on camera.
Do you?
You can see which
So the Nine of Cups, and that's, again, the Nine of Cups is usually a very loving, close card when it's the right way up. But it's come up upside down, okay? So what this has said to me is that there's a lot of love lost, you know? And I think this is to do with people's opinion of things. People's opinion and perception has changed. There's a lot of love lost. There's people aren't interested anymore. They no longer can rely on those guys they thought they could have done. And they can't rely on him for his cars either. I think that's the bigger picture.
That card can symbolize the fact that whoever, some people bought a Tesla car in the past and still got it, is ashamed of owning it.
That could also be that, yeah. It could be to do with the fact that the shame people are feeling owning them, yeah. Definitely could be to do with that, like, shame and like, yeah, being let down. So next, we have the Queen of Wands. Now, this is really interesting because it's what's that phrase? The Queen of...
What, the welfare queen?
The welfare queen. And this one comes out again, the Queen of Wands. And this is really, couldn't be kind of better in the sense of like, he is no longer the Tesla guy. He is the Queen of, I've forgotten what it was. What was it?
Queen. The reason why they call it welfare queen is because it's made these billions through some.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's made all his billions from the welfare money from the government and everything like that. That's why it's called the welfare queen. And it feels like that this is whoever he will be in people's eyes, you know. The reason why it's a wand is because he's played his tricks almost on the system. He's tricked the system almost in that sense, you know. And that's why he's befriended Felon 45, because Felon 45 is a master magician of tricking the system in that sense, you know. And so he's coupled, and I think he's learnt from Felon 45 actually in that sense. And Felon 45 took him under his wing to a degree as well, but I think he used that as an opportunity to learn. And so this is what he is forever in people's eyes. He has taken people's money and pocketed it, and I don't think he'll ever shift people's opinion in that sense, you know. And therefore, that it's forever tainted, if you like. He can never really truly recover. So where is Tesla for the future? Not great, if you ask me, from what this looks like. I don't see how people's perceptions are ever really going to be changed from the actions that he's done, really, in truth. And I think the cards have said that, you know. So
Do you think the empire collapsed the moment that he did the Sea Island twice?
I think that was the beginning of the end, definitely. The Sea Island definitely was the beginning of the end, you know. I don't think it was going good even before then. I think it was starting to turn, but that just speeded it all up, you know. Yeah, and I think that also really showed a lot of the true colours, not just for Dogecoin, but also for Felon 45. It opened up the whole party, I think, actually. And now what we're seeing now on the streets is not just the fact that they want their money not to be stolen from them and the benefits, but they're also in reference, I think, to that too. You know, this is more than just people on the streets. It's more than simply just saying don't steal our money. It's almost like a march against that fascism and against holding that democracy, you know. And it's in part why I've also felt the need to start this as well, to add some sort of support to that too, you know. So I'm now going to do a reading with the Oracle of the Light, and we're going to do a collective reading. Now, this is for everybody watching this video. This is for you, to give you a bit of guidance in the upcoming week, or whenever you watch it. Yeah, you may be watching this a day later or anything like that, and yeah, it's to whatever you watch. So So let's just get a few cards for the week.
Ask Andrea what she thinks of your readings so far.
I don't know if she's still there. Do comment if you're still there, Andrea. How are you enjoying the readings? Do comment. Do invite people along to watch. We're going to be taking different questions each time as well, by the way. We've got about different current things going on. Do comment if you're still watching. Okay, so let's do a bit of a collective reading. Okay. There we go. We've got them here. Oh, you're there. Excellent. I hope you're enjoying it, Andrea. It's a little bit of a new thing we're trying, but hopefully you're enjoying it. So the first card for this week is hypnotized. So to me, this is a stay focused card. Okay, so this week, whatever is coming up in the coming week, stay focused with things. Keep your eyes fixed on things in the sense of don't take your eyes off anything. There must be a lot of things going on for people at the moment that you have to keep your eyes on. And this is definitely, don't be afraid to write lists and remind yourself of different things, you know. I think that's one way of staying focused too, you know. Also, I get a sense of, I get that. I'm really drawn to that hair almost like blowing in a breeze across the face. And I feel that that's a sense of like maybe getting into fresh air is a good thing to do as well at the moment. Try and get out into the fresh air. Try and get out into the breeze a little bit. You know, make sure you can feel your hair blowing a little bit in the breeze. I just want to say that as well. So the next card is Heavenly Connection. So this is actually the front cover of the pack, this is as well. So an incredible card, very powerful card. And this shows us that this week it's really important to connect to your intuition, to connect to spirit around you, to look for those signs. There might be feathers, there might be lights flickering, there might be sounds and everything like that. Really take time to connect in that sense. I think it's important. There may be some birthdays of loved ones around this time for some people as well, I feel. So do look out for those birthdays, anniversaries, celebrations around this time too. Those loved ones are obviously around you. You know, you're not on your own either, because I'm drawn to number one. It does say number one, but you aren't on your own. You're surrounded by spirit, okay? So that's that second card. And then the third card is Racing Ahead. And this is kind of goes back to our first card in the sense of just don't go too fast. I need to give you also Sagittarius coming in as well. I don't know if there's a connection to a Sagittarius at the moment. Okay, so, but yeah, definitely Racing Ahead is definitely one for almost like, it's similar to the first card in the sense of like staying focused in the sense of don't rush so fast that you miss everything you're rushing by. You know, take time to smell the roses, you know, enjoy your journey that you're on, take time. It's okay to take time on things, you know. So when I was doing this evening's readings, I knew I didn't want to rush it. I just wanted to just go with the flow, let's enjoy it, let's just do whatever happens, you know. I didn't want to say it's going to take this long, I'm going to do it this time, you know. So I think that's what Racing Ahead is. Just try and slow down a little bit. It's fine, you've got it. It takes a little bit longer to do it than that. It's absolutely fine, okay? So I'm going to leave that with Love and Light. They are all the three cards we've got there. Don't forget, this deck is available to purchase. If you are interested, just message me via my website, which is sppsychicmedium.com. So listen, that brings us to the end of the show. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. Lovely to see you all. And I'll be back again at some point. We're asking another few questions. If you have any questions you want me to ask, then do send them in and I will definitely take them on and we'll see if they're suitable and everything. But thank you so much. I hope you really enjoyed the show and I will see you really soon, everybody. So with lots of love and light from the Oracle of the Light, I will see you soon.